morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8 o'clock. It's Thursday. I'm Jen Lammers.
Yeah, February the 12th. I'm Bob DeCastro. We have a very busy morning for you, and here are the stories that we'll be covering. Let's start with Mario.
Tense moments for one coastal community. Flames spread through boats in Marina del Rey. We're live just ahead with a look at the footage and what one boat owners say may have caused all this.
Plus, investigators keep combing for evidence in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Day 12 now. We'll have more on an item found near her home nearly 2 weeks after she disappeared.
And tributes are pouring in this morning after the death of James Vanderbeek. This morning, Aaliyah Swinton will share his memories from the set of Varsity Blues. First, let's get to Marie with a check on the weather. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's talk about the changing weather pattern briefly. We have a little bit of a break between storm systems. So today we will get to see some sunshine, some high mid-level cloud cover, and some drier conditions. So whatever you have planned outside, not just today, tomorrow, Saturday for Valentine's Day, it does look good. 51 degrees currently in Burbank, 55 in Santa Monica. It's chilly out in Big Bear, certainly 21 degrees, 43 in Victorville, to that 59 in Palm Springs. It'll warm up a few degrees today than yesterday. It'll get to the mid-upper 70s there in the low desert. High desert areas 60. It's dry, breezy up into the mountains 49, but no weather alerts at the moment, not for now anyway, but it will be coming as we get into next week with the next rounds of rain. 66 for downtown LA today. That's a few degrees warmer than yesterday, 64. 69 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, to that 65 at the coast. We'll warm it up a little bit more as we get into tomorrow. I'll go over the rest of the forecast in just a few moments, but first let's head back up to Stu, get another look at what's going on traffic-wise out there. Hey, Stu, which car you got your eye on right now?
Hey.
Any sports cars, muscle cars?
Yeah, you know what? You just missed it. There was a brown car that I thought was a classic Ferrari. Turned out to be some kind of Nissan. Ha! How off can you be? Let's take a look at the ride, though. This is going to be the 405 southbound. We're in the Brentwood area, so this is the portion where you're just getting up to the pinnacle of the slow part. This is you're climbing up that hill, up that Sepulveda Pass. That's going to be Mulholland right up in there. So after that, it does kind of break up and open up a little bit, but anybody that does this ride, knows this ride, you're going to be pretty much slow and go till sunset. Taking a quick look at Sepulveda, because a lot of people use that Sepulveda Pass. This morning, actually looking not so bad. Sometimes we see just as much traffic there. Yeah, that's a red light, but yeah, I'm telling you, sometimes we see that back up all the way to the tunnel. This morning, you got a little bit of an opening. Maybe Sepulveda Pass be a better drive, a little bit more scenic. Sending it back to y'all in the studio. Good morning.
All right, Stu, good morning. So now to this. Fire ravages 2 yachts and forces several Marina del Rey residents to evacuate their floating homes.
Mario Ramirez joining us live with the latest there. Mario.
Bob, Jen, those flames quickly spreading here in the harbor in Marina del Rey, and we're watching a few boat owners checking out their vessels to see if they suffered any damage. Now, one of the boat owners we heard from this morning says within about 20 minutes, both vessels were a total loss. This is how she describes it.
I saw flames coming out of my new boat, and I started screaming that the boat was on fire. By the time we were trying to untie my boat to move it, the flames had jumped and started burning the whole top of my boat, and then down into my bedroom hatch. And then they screamed, "We have to get your cats off the boat." All of my belongings, all of my things, all of my memories, all of my everything. I only own now my uniform I was wearing. The cats are here!
We have the cats! We have the cats!
A security guard helped to safely evacuate Michelle, her cat sitter, and 2 cats on board after they were scrambling to put out the flames themselves. Michelle says she was set to buy the 50-foot power boat that initially caught fire this week. That's the bigger boat here. Her current boat, she's lived in for 10 years, parked right next to it, also went up in flames. This all happening near Via Marina, near the Anchorage at Marina Harbor Apartments around 10 o'clock last night. And by midnight, both vessels were towed away. Back out here live. This is where those boats were docked when the flames started spreading. Michelle now trying to deal with insurance coverage. She thinks it was an electrical fire on the first boat that eventually spread to hers here in the marina. The official cause of what started this all is still under investigation this morning. For now, live in Marina del Rey, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
All right. Mario, thank you. Breaking news this morning, the controversial immigration crackdown in Minnesota is officially over. Border Czar Tom Homan calling the mission a success, saying this morning that Minnesota is, quote, now less of a sanctuary state for criminals. As you may recall, 2 people were killed during recent ICE operations in Minneapolis that led to weeks of protests. The White House says more than 4,000 people were arrested during the Minnesota operation. Moving on now to the story that seems to be changing by the hour. We are now day 12 in the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie.
About 15 minutes ago on Instagram, Savannah Guthrie posted this video, a touching tribute to her mom with a caption, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope." The last time we heard from her, in fact, was on Monday afternoon, posting a video plea for the public's help to bring her home. And as we take a look live now outside of Nancy Guthrie's home, where a tent was just placed by her front door this morning. In the past 48 hours, so many things have unfolded, including our first images of a suspect, a third ransom note sent to TMZ, and now a possible glove the person may have left behind about 1.5 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home.
Here to dive into this case with us is a criminal justice legend, Gil Carrillo, a retired LA County Sheriff's lieutenant and homicide investigator. He co-led the team that captured the Night Stalker, who was the infamous serial killer who terrorized Los Angeles back in the mid-'80s. Gil, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we wanted to dig into your criminal knowledge, your expertise here. Here we are, day 12 now, and perhaps the public's getting a little discouraged by the pace of this investigation. Just want to get your overall perception of what you make of this case.
Well, the public's perception is this isn't television where you're just watching a program that's going to be solved in an hour. You have the finest minds in the world working on it right now. You have the Pima County Sheriff's Department, led by their sheriff, in collaboration with the FBI. And the FBI has experts that bring it in from all over the United States. They have scientific ability, the forensics, they have their labs. Whatever needs to be done is being done, absolutely, with a goal in mind of trying to bring home Nancy Guthrie. And the way it's going, they're taking their time. This isn't, when you work in a case of this nature, you move very, very slow and deliberate. You try to do everything the first time right and leave no stone unturned. And so that takes time.
It takes time, and people are, people are at home watching this and thinking, why is this not happening now? This video of the suspect at her door, the Ring camera, we know that Nancy Guthrie was not a subscriber to the Video Nest service, and then people were wondering why it took so long for the video to come out. But then again, FBI had to back channel their way through this, and that does take some time.
Oh, it does. You have to, there's search warrants, there's a judicial system to go through. Then you have to serve the documents that you've prepared, signed by the courts, to the actual owner, or in this case, the dealer, either of Nest or of Google, whoever has ownership, to get through their channels to get the product made.
That said, when we take a look at this video, and I'm sure you've seen it many, many times over now,
yes.
If you had to develop a profile, and I know that FBI is working on this as well, based on those images, what comes to mind for you?
Oh, it's just somebody that knows what they're doing, and you have somebody there that is prepared. The gloves he's wearing, they're there to protect from him leaving any type of trace evidence, and it appears, in my opinion, just what I'm seeing on television, that he's double gloved to make sure in case there was any kind of tear or rip, he's still covered there. He's got a flashlight in his mouth. He's got the tools of his trade. He's an organized individual by having the backpack on him. His hair is covered. His eyes are shown. But I believe that eventually he'll be identified.
Gil, we were looking at live pictures now in front of Nancy Guthrie's home. Investigators just this morning put up a tent, and right now they just dismantled the tent. This is right in front of that entryway there. It's the one thing we do know is that this individual, this suspect, spent some time there. There were blood droplets there found. What might investigators be doing? What was the reason behind putting up that tent there this morning?
keep the news from seeing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I have no idea. There's an old adage in this type of work, crime scene investigation. Every time somebody goes from the outside in, they take something from outside into the residence, in this case, and anybody that goes from inside the residence brings something out with them. What they're trying to do now, if they're trying to do more with the blood that they've got on the ground, whatever they're trying to do, whatever analysis they're doing, they know what they're doing. They're doing it with purpose, and they obviously don't want the public to know what they're doing. And when I say the public, I mean the perpetrators, anybody, any person or individuals that are involved in this thing, keep them from knowing what they're doing.
Can we talk
which
about
may be absolutely nothing.
Right. Can we talk about the ransom notes? I mean, obviously the family and the authorities have to take them seriously. But now we're seeing this new note into TMZ from somebody who says they know the kidnapper. There's already been one arrest that we know of involving a fake ransom. What do you make of this piece of all of it?
Well, ransom notes are they're big in Mexico. You don't see too many ransom notes here. We do see people that, on high-profile cases, you have people calling in that want to claim to be the suspect. And just because they're looking for attention and they're fake and they're false, but law enforcement, again, they have to take everyone serious. Everything in this case is serious. And it's being handled and channeled through the right channels so they can get the best possible evidence of, if anything.
And really quickly, the newest piece of information, Gil, is that glove that was found, again, reported by the New York Post, but either a glove or a couple of gloves that were found. And some are wondering whether or not that could have been planted by someone who's just trying to throw off investigators. What do you make of that?
Well, without actually being part of the investigation, I don't have an opinion one way or another. It's just a piece of evidence. You found it out there. You have to treat it as if it was. They'll know what they're doing with it, but it's impossible for me over here in Los Angeles to go ahead and try to decide whether that was real or planted or not. They know where it was found, and they know what they'll do with it.
In your experience, how confident are you today, as we enter day 12 here in the investigation of her disappearance, that there's going to be a break in this case and that they'll eventually solve this?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind they'll solve it. They have the greatest minds in the world and working on it right now. And there's another old adage in homicide work: you take luck over skill any day. Somebody's going to break, somebody's going to talk, somebody's going to want to deal. Something's going to give, and I believe they'll solve it. You just don't get in a hurry to do it, because once you do, then the wheels of justice start turning, and you have the time clock you have to worry about. Make sure you have all your ducks in order before you make that arrest for successful prosecution.
Gil Carrillo, thank you for your valuable insight. We appreciate you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Gil, thank you very much. Still ahead, new developments in the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni drama. We have those details just ahead.
Yeah, big day in court for them. Also, remembering James Vanderbeek. Coming up, we're going to hear from an actor who worked by his side on Varsity Blues.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. We do have a little break from storm systems today, tomorrow, and even Saturday on Valentine's Day. Watch as this area of low pressure actually will continue to weaken and move away. High pressure will build, and this is going to give us a slight offshore flow as we get into tomorrow and Saturday. So we are expecting sunshine and slightly warmer temperatures. Now, as that high weakens late Sunday to Monday, this bigger, more potent storm system, this colder storm system originating from the Gulf of Alaska, is going to move down the coast, bring rain and snow to the Sierra Nevada, but also for us, quite a bit of rain, actually. Right now, models are pointing to 1.5 to 3 inches possible for the coast and valleys, and possibly 3 to 6 inches of rain up into the mountains. This means rain, strong gusty winds, some flooding because of all of this rain. Of course, mud and debris flows, and a big concern for all of our recently burned hillsides. We do have quite a bit of snow expected with this, not just up to our north, but here across Southern California and our local resorts. We could be talking about 18 inches of snow total for next week, possibly 2 feet of snow for our mountains in San Bernardino, also up into LA. Wrightwood could see some snow as well, and snow levels expected to drop to near 4,000 feet. So plan ahead for next week. Riverside, here is your day planner. We're looking at temperatures in the 40s still at this hour. We'll get a bit more sunshine as we get to the afternoon into the upper 60s. Thousand Oaks getting some sunshine, 46 degrees currently, but we'll get to those mid-60s later today. Big Bear, a lot of sunshine up there at the lake, 43 through the 10 a.m. hour. Then we'll get some high mid-level clouds, but no rain-producing clouds. So just a mix of that as we get to the afternoon. Anaheim, similar conditions with those high temperatures there in the Orange County area in the upper 60s. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with more news, weather, traffic, so don't go anywhere.
right, live look at LAX on this Thursday, 2 days before Valentine's Day. It's also a holiday weekend on Monday.
That's right.
So maybe people are getting away for a fun Valentine's Day.
Ooh, make it a combo.
Yeah, go over to Cabo, somewhere in Mexico. It's a quick weekend. You could do that.
You could do that. You could pop over.
Many seniors live in isolation.
They
that,
do.
of course, includes Valentine's Day, and that's why volunteers have come together to help make those people feel less lonely.
I love this story. Coco is in Santa Clarita now with more on the Dear Senior Valentine's Day card drive. Good morning.
Hey there, we are spending some time with the Santa Clarita Senior Helpers, and we're making Valentine's Day cards, and it really brings me back to my childhood. I always loved this activity, but I think I love it even more today because it's for a special reason. It's for seniors. I am now here with Dr. Sai Nikita, and if you can talk about what we're doing here today and throughout the week.
Sure. So what we've been doing here is Senior Helpers is holding a Dear Senior Valentine's Day National Card Drive, and we've collected over 80,000 cards last year. Our goal for this location for the very first time, since we are doing it for the first year, it's 500 cards, and we did beat that number, so we are happy, but the more the merrier. And yeah, it's the cards that we are doing it to give it to our seniors, the loved ones.
I really love that, and we were talking about the statistics too about why this is really important.
Yes, so AARP, the recent studies shows that 82% of US adults, they don't want to be alone during this day of Valentine's. So what we are trying to do is help them make a card, spend time with them, spread the word in the community that, see, if they feel lonely, that's what leads to all of the mental health issues, physical health issues, and we don't want them to go through that. So just living with the occasion and trying to help the seniors, making cards, spreading it in our community, distributing it in assisted living facilities, independent homes, senior care centers, and to our clients.
You've been speaking about something, too, that's so important, the fact that a lot of times people think of Valentine's Day as just romantic, but that's not the case.
Absolutely. Valentine's Day, people take it like, oh, let's be romantic, let's do this, you know, flowers. Yes, it's all of that, but it's just about being there. It's just about showing up. It's just about spending that time with your loved one, the seniors. Just doesn't have to be family, doesn't have to be someone whom you know, just a card, just a laugh, just spending time holding a hand, just being there, being that shoulder for someone. It means a lot to them.
And people are going to see this and they're going to want to be part of it, maybe drop off a card. I know we're close to Valentine's Day, but drop off is still an option?
Absolutely, yes. Drop off cards. Anytime you can leave it at the door, drop it off during business hours. You could drop it off at any closest Senior Helpers location, or it could be that you see a senior, you make a card. It could be even a store-bought card if you don't have enough time. Just write Dear Senior. That's how we are supporting the drive. Dear Senior, and your name, and drop it off to anyone.
We're seeing some of the cards on the table. Congratulations for reaching your goal, by the way. But some schools have gotten involved.
Absolutely, yes. We have partnered with few of the NGOs who participated in this mission and took cards from 7 school districts in LA County. And we've also had school kids, preschoolers, babies, 2, 3, 4-year-olds who made cards. But it would be wonderful, Coco, if we can have you make one card, and we're going to take that to our seniors.
I like that. I am going to get right to making a card here, taking some inspiration from the caregivers who are so creative. Oh, this is fantastic. My favorite color, pink. This is going to be special for a senior. And truly, this is an amazing thing that the Senior Helpers does every single year. First time for the Santa Clarita Senior Helpers here, spreading love for Valentine's Day. I'll send it back to you.
We love our seniors. They teach us so much. All right, Coco, thank you.
Thanks, Coco.
So the Chinese American Museum of Chicago is showing off its new collection that's all about love. In fact, the collection is named All My Love. It's how Bernie and Albert Wong signed their love letters. They're well known in Chicago, but what wasn't known is how their young love developed over the course of 300 letters donated to the museum after their death. Their daughter, Jacinta Wong, read the letters for the first time as the exhibit was being put together.
In Mom's closet, and she would pull them out when she was ill, when she was going through her cancer treatments. So I knew they existed. have never read them before. I think that it's important for people to really get a good idea of, you know, what Chinese immigration and love looked like back at the time. They always were very, you know, clear that they were a staunch couple, but, you know, the romantic side of it doesn't really, you know, relate when you're their child.
The exhibit opens this weekend. Of course, perfect timing for Valentine's Day.
It's got to be so, you know, painful to see those letters. And, you know, when you look at your parents, and one day I realized, like, these are to imagine them as young people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like as people and not just as your parents. You know.
People who are fallible and you know, and in love.
Right.
And it's nice to have. See, that's why it's nice to write letters, right? Because they last well beyond you. There's something tangible for generations to touch and to look at for, you know, years and years to come.
And now we have
write letters. We got to write more letters.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Day LA at 8:30 a.m. Hollywood is mourning and remembering James Vanderbeek after we received the news yesterday that he passed away at 48 after battling stage 3 colorectal cancer. James fought hard and had his wife and 6 children by his side throughout it all. Now his friends, co-stars, and fans are paying tribute to his life and legacy, including our next guest. Joining us now to remember James Vanderbeek is his friend and Varsity Blues co-star Eliel Swinton. Eliel, I'm so sorry for the loss of your friend, and I thank you for being here so that you can share some beautiful memories with us.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's been a crazy 24 hours. You know, I'd like to send my condolences, first of all, to his lovely wife, his family, and everybody else he's been involved with his life, because he's been an amazing, amazing individual.
It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. It didn't feel real yesterday. I'm sure today it still doesn't feel real. We're still wrapping our heads around all of it. And you and James were in the millennial favorite, Varsity Blues, one of my personal favorites.
Thank you.
About a small town football team and town in Texas. And you all shared a pretty iconic scene in that film. Let's take a look at that scene.
Will somebody have a problem with Wendell putting one in the end zone? No, sir. I didn't think so. Slot left, 25 dive on one. Slot left, 25 dive on one. Ready, break! Let's take it in! Go!
Ooh. Now, the film came out in 1999. It's still watched, loved, and quoted to this day. I mean, right when I saw some of these clips right away, I was like, I don't want your life.
Right.
Okay, tell me about, I'm sure you remember that scene like it was yesterday, even though it was 26 years ago. 27 years ago now.
Is it really? It's been that long.
It doesn't feel that long, though, right?
No, you know, it does feel a little bit like yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like yesterday. It was an honor to be in that movie, you know, coming from an ex-football player. But the guys in the cast were just amazing.
Yeah.
From John Voight, sitting down and talking to the boys, walking around like Coach Kilmer all the time, to all my buddies that were the background characters in the movie, who we hung out with, partied with. We were like a legit football team.
Yeah.
We had practices.
Right.
Legit practices with
like
people.
Not fake, not acting. Okay.
I had to call my mom. I'm like, am I back at Stanford? Like, what the heck's going on? Like, it was like that.
Method acting.
Yeah, if you want to call it that. But it was like, to me, it was, you know, we had practice. Every hit you saw was real.
Yeah.
It was real. People were literally getting laid out.
And the
with
bonds
James,
were real, too.
Yes. We would go out with the guys, because they all were on, like, they worked on 6th Street, and they worked at, for, like, clubs. They were the bouncers.
Yeah.
So we would work with them, and then we'd go party with them.
Oh,
and it was amazing.
Oh,
it was amazing. I remember one time we're walking down the street, and this is the height of Dawson Street.
That's right.
If you ever walk down the street with James Vanderbeek, let me tell you something. It's an experience.
Okay, tell me about that experience.
Okay, so we're walking down the street, and everything's just good, and all of a sudden I turn around, and there's like 200 girls following us. I'm like, this is the life you guys live? This is crazy.
Wow. They were big fans of the show. This was before social media.
Right. Paul Walker was just Meet the Deedles at the time.
Wow, before Fast and the Furious fame.
Yep. That's real. Did you know Paul Walker and I played against each other in high school? Fun fact.
Oh my gosh, because you're originally from West Hills, are you not?
Yeah, West Hills, Chatsworth, 100%.
Wow.
He went to Village Christian.
So you guys already had some rapport with each other. You knew each other back from playing high school football?
It was kind of interesting, because the first night, we all go out to IHOP, all 5 of the male cast members, to get to know each other, right? Because I had a Cinderella story. I was a production assistant that got hired when I was dropping off a script to Brian Robbins.
Wow.
From Paramount, Paramount. So I'm dropping off a script to him. I get hired. We go to IHOP. Once again, as soon as we walk in at 12 o'clock with James Vanderbeek, the IHOP ladies are like, holy crap, holy crap. Right? So then we all got to introduce each other, and I told Paul, I was like, you know, I used to go to Montclair. Next morning, he calls me up on the phone, and he goes, are you Eliel Swinton from Montclair Prep? I'm like, no, bro, I'm Eliel Swinton from Stanford. Who are you talking to?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So then that's how we mentioned some names, and he became a buddy.
Wow.
But him and Scott were really, really close. I roomed with Ron Lester. Him and Scott roomed together, and James was by himself. But we used to hang out, and he was such a good dude. Like, so it's another good story. I'm trying to think of some stories for you.
Yeah, I love
So we're sitting in the hot tub, me and James, enjoying maybe a little beverage, you know, adult beverage, you know what I mean? So next thing I know, I didn't know this, but I had the People magazine with him on the cover of it. And it's behind like my back, underneath the towel. And I'm just like, hey, bro, who's this? Look, it's you. How does he feel about this? And he goes, just like almost like Varsity Blues. He goes, man, it's a trip.
Man, just that.
Yeah, he was that type of character.
Yeah.
Smart kid, went to Dartmouth.
Yeah.
You could have an intellectual conversation, but he had a general love for people in his heart. He had love for people in his heart.
And that will be, well, as we have to wrap, but I want to ask you, what do you want people to know about James from somebody who got to work with him?
That what you see is what you got. He was somebody that really cared about others. He was just a really good individual. His soul was pure. That's why this one, and Paul Walker too, that's why this hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts bad.
Yeah.
It hurts bad. I got you something real quick I'm going to give you.
Oh.
These are little cards that they made of Varsity Blues.
Look at that.
So I bought like a set of them a while back.
Thank you so much. My millennial heart is beating super strong with this. All the faves from Varsity Blues, including you. Thank you so much for sharing these beautiful stories
for having me.
Of your time on Varsity Blues and your time with James. And again, I'm so sorry for the loss of your friend. Oh, Maria, tough morning.
Yeah, that's really tough. It's tough to come to me after that story, particularly Amanda, because you know that I have personal experience about this, and my heart goes out to the Vanderbeek family, his wife, obviously, condolences to you, being his friend, my late husband. We have a young child. I feel for this family who have 6 young children, and not only are we going to miss him for his art and the work that he's done, but clearly the memories that you just shared. Thank you so much for that. My condolences, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to make the hard turn. I'm going to make the hard turn, okay? After that, let's talk about the weather. 64 degrees yesterday and some rain. We did. We measured some rain of 3/4 of an inch yesterday, and we're going to enjoy and celebrate his life and think about the nice weather we're going to have today, because we have some sunshine and really nice conditions as we get to the better part of this weekend until changes come Sunday into next week. Yesterday, we had over 2 inches of rain in Mount Wilson. Laguna Beach, 56. It's tough. When you hear personal stories like that, it's tough. So thank you. I'll show you the 7-day forecast in just a few moments, okay? Let's go to Samada. Samada, thank you.
We certainly, of course, love you, Maria, and our condolences, of course, to the family, the Vanderbeek family. Good morning, everyone. We continue to track our traffic conditions, and this is what it's looking like out there. Unfortunately, we do have this traffic accident, a big rig versus an overturned vehicle struck the big rig and unfortunately overturned. It is in lanes, westbound side of the 10 at Central Avenue. You can see the delays here. Speeds down to 8 miles per hour. The backup continues to build. The SIG alert is going to be in place for those 2 lanes for at least another hour. And we also have this accident to bring to your attention, northbound side of the 57 at Lincoln Avenue. This accident has taken away the fast lane, and it is slow and go through both directions now. We also have a live Caltrans camera, or should I say now? Thank you. That was the Catalina Island shot. Not a whole lot of traffic at Catalina Island, but thank you to our engineer for switching this up. This is going to be the 5 at Norwalk Boulevard. A nice drive in both directions. A little tough in the opposite side, so just a heads up out there. The roadways are dry, but a good reminder today as well as through the weekend to prepare for, yes, a big storm that's coming, as Maria mentioned. Send it back over to you guys.
All right, Samana. Thank you. So Planned Parenthood will get $90 million in emergency funds. Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a bill providing the money after federal funding cuts under the Trump administration impacted services for Medi-Cal patients. At an event focused on Newsom signing the bill, the state's first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, called out reporters. She criticized them for asking some questions on unrelated topics like the high-speed rail and international meetings instead of the bill Governor Newsom signed.
We just find it incredulous that we have Planned Parenthood here, and women are 51% of the population, and the majority of the questions, all of these questions, have really been about other issues. Not about women. So it's just fascinating. You have this incredible women's caucus and all these allies, and you're not asking about it. And this happens over and over and over and over again. You wonder why we have such a horrific war on women in this country, and that these guys are getting away with it, because you don't seem to care. So I just offer that with love.
California has already allocated $145 million to support Planned Parenthood since last fall.
The executive board of LA 28, the organization which spearheads the upcoming Olympic Games, has thrown their full support behind Chairman Casey Wasserman. Wasserman, as you may know, has been under fire after revelations he exchanged sexually suggestive emails with Ghislaine Maxwell, the girlfriend of convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. The LA 28 board says it investigated the relationship, finding that Wasserman had one interaction with Epstein 23 years ago. The board wrote this, quote, "The board has determined that based on these facts, as well as the strong leadership he has exhibited over the past 10 years, Mr. Wasserman should continue to lead LA 28 and deliver a safe and successful games."
And Casey Wasserman's Epstein connection is causing an exodus of talent and staff from his music agency. Besides Chappell Roan, USA Today reports 3 more artists and bands just parted ways with his agency. The Dropkick Murphys, Hippocampus, and Chelsea Cutler all say they stand with victims of abuse and Wasserman should step down. The LA Times says Wasserman will resign and he plans to sell off the music agency but will retain his namesake sports agency.
Well, it looks like Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni drama, it's now going to head to trial. Both parties could not come to a settlement during a court appearance in New York. The meeting was to see if their case could be resolved through mediation, but actors have filed lawsuits against each other over a feud connected to the 2024 film It Ends With Us, which Baldoni also directed. The trial is now expected to begin on May 18th.
That is going to be a zoo and a half.
And if they subpoena other people they believe could be involved.
Like Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Ryan Reynolds. There's, they have a lot of famous friends that could get called to court.
Can you have your can they subpoena your spouse? Remember with that? Okay, they can if it comes down. Wow, this is going to be intense indeed. Good morning to you. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. People are still talking, sharing, posting about Bad Bunny's NFL Super Bowl halftime show, and sometimes the grass really is greener on the other side of the field, and that's because the tree costume,
hilarious.
You know,
I love this.
The bushes, they drew so much attention. They're actually being sold on eBay for a cool $5 grand. This was posted on the Complex Instagram account yesterday. Who's selling them? Well, the people who supposedly wore them.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, for their parts in the show, they were paid around $1,300. So now they're asking for about 3 times what they made for the costume.
It's too far out, but obviously it could make a good Halloween costume, right? Like, but why not just go to Michael's and make your own?
Because they want the official one from
This is the official. This was on the halftime field.
That's right.
On the football field.
With Bad Bunny. He might have touched one of those trees. You never know.
Yeah.
Also, they're saying a good costume would be Lady Gaga and Bad Bunny.
That'd be funny.
Together for Halloween.
So how much did you say they were selling for?
$5,000 or best offer.
$5,000?
Or best offer, Bob. Throw $3,000 at it. See if you get it.
I'll trade you a Trader Joe's bag.
Yeah. And $13 for shipping.
Or a Labubu.
You and the Trader Joe's bag.
$13 for shipping on that
Got a whole
one.
stack in the back of his car.
Oh, it's that time of year again, Bob. It's Valentine's Day, and it's also
How sweet.
Say it. It's Galentine's Day. That's right. Tomorrow is Galentine's. What'd you get us?
Oh, celebrate.
We're your gals.
What'd you get us?
You're our pal.
It's not Valentine's Day yet, so.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll wait till tomorrow, Jed.
Wow.
My heart skipped a beat. Well, we want to shine a light on these SoCal sweethearts that sent us an email. Here's Patty and Brian.
Aww.
Look how gorgeous. Look at the tats. I'm loving it. I'm digging the tats.
Patty, I don't know what your skincare routine is because you
no kidding.
look great. They said that they hope they made the cut. Guess what?
Aww.
You did.
Yay.
So, and happy early Valentine's Day to you, Patty and Brian.
Couple of cuties.
And last hour we asked you, how clean do you keep your car? Here are the results. 63% of you say spotless.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
You know what?
Yeah. I could always find a change of clothes in my car. Got a little mini closet in there.
Okay, listen. So we've got smartwatches, smart TVs, and now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you smart underwear.
Wow.
Can we call these smarty pants? Like, why Why it's a missed opportunity.
Sometimes we need to do marketing on the
You know what
side.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're
Scientists at the University of Maryland have developed a wearable sensor which clips onto your drawers to monitor gut bacteria activity by detecting hydrogen gas levels.
What?
Are they measuring your toot-toots? The goal is to track daily gut health and address long-standing assumptions about how often people actually pass gas. Now a nationwide study is looking for volunteers to test this out.
Is it paid?
Bob, do you want a pair?
Who's the fartiest person on this desk, would you say?
On this desk? Pardon you? Not on this
I'm just
desk.
saying, like, who consumes the most probiotics, would you say, like, on this desk?
Probiotics?
I'm
Probably
guessing you.
Probiotics?
Excuse me, don't look at me, okay?
You know, I
take a lot of vitamins.
don't even eat in the morning.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you eat anything except for a hard-boiled egg and some rice cakes. I'm not kidding.
Hard-boiled eggs. There you go.
We always have samples coming in here. I eat those samples. I love those samples.
Hey,
hard-boiled eggs for everybody.
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So both of you
Unbelievable.
keep smelling stuff around here.
Unbelievable. I smell fantastic. Coming up, other than Valentine's Day, what other plans you got this weekend?
Right, want to see a free concert? We'll talk to the founder of the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles about this Sunday's performance and the mission behind the
They're
music.
backstage thinking, what have we signed up for
Bobby
right now?
DeGastro. That's your new name.
Oh, no.
Yep. That's it.
Well, don't be hitting the gas out there on the traffic. Good Day LA Traffic brought to you by Jacob and Ronnie, and call jacob.com. We've got a lot of brake lights, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and take you to this accident. SIG alert in place for at least an hour westbound side of the 10 at Central Avenue due to an overturned vehicle following an accident. You're looking at speeds down to about 8 miles an hour. And here's a nice drive along the 405 at Edwards through Westminster. Hey, looking great there. Now here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
You're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
call Jacob.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quilban. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Look at this view outside right now. Catalina, we've got some dry conditions, some sunshine. This is after that storm, so we get to enjoy a few days of a break here. We're going to be in between storms, and yes, we will look for a beautiful most of this upcoming holiday weekend. In fact, tomorrow, Friday, will be the warmest, I think, with temperatures rebounding back into the 70s. Valentine's Day also quite dry and beautiful. By late Sunday, we are going to anticipate the beginning of the next round of rain, and this will bring us rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially through most of the week. We will get 5+ inches of rain for the mountains and foothills, maybe 1 to 2, perhaps 3 inches for the coast and valleys. This much rain, of course, we will have high impacts from these storms, could cause a lot of flooding, a lot of problems with the rain, including mud and debris flows and strong gusty winds. So we do have to warn you about the upcoming week and your plans out there. Future snow, our local resorts will be happy to hear that we are going to look for 18 inches possibly of fresh powder up at our local resorts, possibly 2 feet even, with the San Bernardino Mountains out towards Wrightwood as well. And that snow level expected to drop significantly next week to as low as 4,000 feet. So we'll wait and see if that happens. In the meantime, today 65 beautiful at the coast. Enjoy today, tomorrow, and Saturday before the rains begin. 66 for downtown LA today, up to the low 70s as we get to tomorrow and Saturday. Valleys, Inland Empire 69 with some partly cloudy to partly sunny skies, and you can see how the temperatures really drop next week. The mountain locations 49 with good chances for all that snow as we get into next week. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles is the largest orchestra of color in the country.
Wow.
And they're hosting concerts celebrating Black History Month.
And this weekend, they'll show off their skills at a free event. Here's a sneak peek.
I have chills.
Whoa. Yeah, that was very impressive. This Sunday, they'll head to the Ebel of Los Angeles for Black History Month celebration. That will be followed up with the Black History Month concert at the Los Angeles Trade Technical College on January the 28th.
Okay, so we're here to talk about the shows, the organization's mission, and of course the music. Founder and executive director Charles Dickerson and Larry Joe Williams, viola section leader and mentor to the younger musicians in the program. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for the changes that you're making in you know, so 6 years old is the youngest that you have in the program. And just amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Starting out very young, I love that.
Yes, yeah.
The younger you start, the more opportunity you have to excel.
That's right. Let me tell you something. Both of us wish we were talking about this earlier. Wish we had listened to our parents when they said music is so important. Pick up an instrument and keep at it. And this is what you guys do.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's like any skill. You know, I don't know how old LeBron James was when he first picked up a basketball, but I bet he was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's right.
But what's great about your organization is that you have this giant network, this community, and then you've been around since 2009, so you have all the alumnus and mentors, and so it's this really giant community that continues to nourish.
Really, what we try to do is not just play music. We also try to instill the values and the principles and the practices that come along with music education, like discipline, like consistent practice, like the pursuit of excellence, like doing something over and over and over again until you have it as second nature. This is all what we try to instill within the young people who we have the privilege of working with.
In a lot of these communities, you know, obviously access is very, very, very limited. You know, and the funding has been cut from a lot of programs when it comes to music education.
That's right.
So how do you get these kids involved in this? Where's the outreach here to get the young people and try to get the young people started in music education?
So 2 points. Number one, we started with a bunch of high school kids in 2009, about 9 of them, about 14, 15 years old, who kind of knew each other. They came together and came to me. I was conducting another orchestra. They came to me and said, we need something in our own community, like a youth orchestra, where we can come together and have our own project. Now, today, the truth of the matter is we're very blessed, very fortunate. We hardly do any recruiting.
Wow.
Young people, parents hear about our program.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
You know, they see people like you, and they're like, you know, you're like an inspiration to the young people.
Yeah, it's amazing. I actually, one of my students' parents just told me a couple weeks ago. I asked her how did she find out about Isiola, and she said that at her church, her mother's church, there was some pamphlets that they had, and her mother told her about it, and she told all of her friends, and I actually have 4 of them, they're cousins, and so they all study with me.
Remarkable. Okay, so what kind of experience when people sign on to the program, like where do they get to perform and what do they get to do?
Well, we have 2 aspects to this. Number 1, we have the major orchestra where we present about 12 to 15 concerts per year.
Wow.
Around the community, and we always conclude our season, we call that a season. We conclude our season at Walt Disney Concert Hall in July. That's one aspect, but the other aspect is the Academy, of which Larry is a vital part, where we invite young people to come and learn how to play.
Yeah.
And I bet they decide to become part of the organization when they hear these concerts. Really quickly, we're out of time, but we brought you here because of this event that's on Sunday, so what can people expect on Sunday?
Great music, music primarily by African-American composers who are oftentimes left out of the discussion when we're talking about the great composers of the world. William Grant Still, Florence Price. We'll be playing music by them, and also by young people who are part of our orchestra who are also composers. So
amazing.
And the best thing, it's free. Come.
Free.
Yes.
And yes, for more information on the organization or the shows happening this Sunday at the E-Bell of Los Angeles and February 28th at the LA Trade Technical College, go to icyola.org. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
6 years old, you know?
I can tell you're not anything close.
Welcome to 9 a.m. I'm Roxy Carvadi, and welcome back.
Thank you. Took a few days off. I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
Some new developments in the investigation surrounding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, how authorities are looking for clues near her home.
Plus, yesterday's total airspace shutdown around El Paso might have been caused by a party balloon. What we're learning about a Pentagon operation.
And, of course, we're paying tribute to an amazing actor, James Vanderbeek. He has passed away at the age of 48 with stage 3 colorectal cancer. And we're taking a look back at some of his more recent incredible work, even right here on Fox. But first, let's go and check in with our girl, Maria.
Hi, good morning to you on this Thursday. We do have some very nice weather on tap, a little bit of a break in between weather systems. We've got just some high mid-level clouds right now, no rain-producing clouds, so go ahead and enjoy it. That's my advice, especially as we get into tomorrow and Saturday, because by Sunday, things will change significantly. Right now, it is about 41 in Fraser Park, 55 in Burbank, 54 out in Ontario, 52 in San Bernardino, 21 in Big Bear. It's going to warm up a little bit up in the mountains, about 49 degrees, 60 in the high desert to that 76 in Palm Springs today. We have some slightly warmer conditions, closer to that average of 68 for downtown LA, 66. So that's 4 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, 69 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, to 65 as well at the coast. We'll talk about how much rain we got with this latest storm and how much rain we can expect with the next rounds of rain in just a few moments. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
Maria, thank you. Breaking news this morning. The immigration crackdown in Minnesota appears to be ending. Border Czar Tom Homan has proposed to wrap up ICE operations in Minneapolis area. Homan saying, quote, Minnesota is now less of a sanctuary state for criminals. Federal authorities say the ICE sweeps have led to arrests of more than 4,000 people since December. The flood ICE agents triggered a violent protest there in the city and led to the fatal shooting of 2 U.S. citizens. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says that he expects the ICE crackdown there to end in days, not weeks.
New this morning, thousands of taxpayers' confidential information was accidentally shared with the Department of Homeland Security. A court filing by the IRS yesterday says the agency mistakenly shared personal information on immigrant taxpayers with DHS. It's related to a deal between the two agencies, and it allows the IRS to share information on identities. More than 1.2 million names listed. Less than 5% of individuals had additional personal information shared with immigration authorities.
Attorney General Pam Bondi in the hot seat on Capitol Hill. She went back and forth with Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee. There were a number of issues, including immigration enforcement and the Epstein files. Bondi has been criticized for the DOJ redactions in the 3 million documents released so far, protecting names of the accused while failing to redact personal information and nude photos of victims.
If you brought us a victim's name that was inadvertently released, we immediately redacted it. All members of Congress, as you know, are invited to visit DOJ to see for yourselves.
Bondi forcefully defended her department, accused Democrats of using the Epstein files to distract from President Trump's successes, even though it was Republicans who initiated the inquiry over the records.
Families across the United States and UK who claim their kids have died from fentanyl poisoning by Snapchat are expected to protest against the Santa Monica-based social media company this morning.
Well, let's go to Mario right now with more on this. Hi, Mario.
Hi, Sandra, Roxia. This demonstration began literally about 2 minutes ago, and I want to show you what's happening right now because you see all these signs here. Well, we're just outside Snapchat headquarters. Advocates and more than 40 families from the U.S. and U.K., they're gathering here outside the headquarters on Ocean Park Boulevard from 31st to the Santa Monica Airport. And these are parents who say they lost their children to social media, some of them to fentanyl poisoning they claim was facilitated through Snapchat. And the group, you can see some of them here, they're blocking traffic. They're also painting the names of the children directly on the street, creating sort of a pop-up memorial. Now, in total, about 70 names will be displayed, including children whose families couldn't be here. The families demanding safety changes to Snapchat's platform, saying drug dealers use the app to target young users. Blues. And this protest comes as a landmark social media addiction trial gets underway in downtown LA, part of a wave of lawsuits claiming social media companies designed their platforms to be addictive and fail to protect children from harm. So what we're being told is that if these protesters are allowed to stay out here, they'll be doing this for a couple of hours. But you can see it's already causing a bit of frustration from commuters trying to get through this area. The good thing is that you can work your way around here. Again, this is Ocean Park from 31st to the Santa Monica Airport. So this just began. We're going to hear from some of the parents, but a demonstration outside Snapchat headquarters as it continues this morning. For now, live here in Santa Monica. We'll send it back to you, Sandra and Araxia.
All right, Mario, thank you for that. And late last night, a fire rips through 2 yachts docked in Marina del Rey. Firefighters were called just after 10 o'clock in the evening to the 4500 block of Via Marina near the Harborside Marina Bay Apartments. Officials say a 50-foot powerboat docked between 2 other vessels caught fire, with flames quickly spreading through the part of the area. A security guard says he called 911 after spotting the fire and helped evacuate 2 women from one of the boats along with their cats. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
All right, now to the search for Nancy Guthrie. Investigators say they're taking a closer look at what could be new evidence which was found near her home.
Gigi Graciette has been following this story for many, many days. You have the latest developments this morning.
That's right. This is we enter day 12 and still no sign of Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, and no one has heard from her again in 12 days. But there is plenty of new public developments, from possible evidence to ransom notes to the latest from Savannah Guthrie, who this morning shared some home videos and a picture of her mother on Instagram. Take a look. Savannah Guthrie writing, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope." The last time we heard from her was on Monday afternoon when she posted a video plea for the public's help to help bring her mother home. And now let's go live to Tucson, Arizona. This is a live look outside of Nancy Guthrie's home in the Catalina foothills, where once again FBI agents are working. Special agents and forensic analysts have been at the home almost every day since the FBI began taking a more active lead in the investigation. And this morning, we saw officials put up a tent, or an easy up as they're called, to cover the front door and entryway of the house. Then about an hour later, there you see, they took it down. Now, no word, of course, on what they were doing, but obviously they didn't want the public, in particular the suspect, to know what it was they're doing. In just the past 48 hours or so, we've seen many things unfold, including a first look at the armed and masked man outside Mrs. Guthrie's home, a third ransom note, and now a possible glove or gloves that that person may have tossed.
Is that a glove?
The New York Post sharing this video of FBI agents picking up what appeared to be a black glove off the side of a road. This about a mile and a half away from Nancy Guthrie's home outside Tucson. That find prompted the FBI to actually put out an alert yesterday that they were going to be searching multiple roadways in and around the area. And while the FBI remains tight-lipped, they are not confirming absolutely anything. Finding a glove so many days after the 84-year-old's disappearance is leading to many conspiracy theories, while herring of sorts. This as experts continue to dissect the video images of the armed and masked person seen at Nancy Guthrie's door. And you can see FBI agents there. They've continued their search in the Catalina foothills every day, seeming to spread out a little bit more and also going back over territory they had already covered. Now, most likely, as analysts continue to look at this video, they're probably looking at more footage that has not been shared with the public. That's not uncommon. And now detectives are asking people who live in the Catalina foothills community to check their security cameras again. This time, they want to see any video from January the 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight, and also from the morning of January 31st between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. It appears that detectives have received new information, possibly some tips, including someone telling them about a, quote, suspicious car in the neighborhood the day before Mrs. Guthrie disappeared. So certainly so much work for the FBI and also the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They have received thousands, tens of thousands of leads since releasing that video. And obviously they have to follow up on almost every single one.
Yeah, you got to separate fact from fiction. I think there was another tip indicating there was video of someone, maybe a trespasser at a neighbor's home, that they're trying to figure out if that's in relation to this at all.
That's right.
So
that
many
was a
different
man
things.
seen with actually 2 backpacks. One of the backpacks similar to the backpack that we saw in the Nancy Guthrie video, and that happened about 5 miles away in that same time period. So now the FBI is analyzing that video. That just came in to investigators. So as people, you know, continue to get more involved in the case, they continue to hear more about it, they're getting more and more tips.
It's interesting, they're curious about those 2 dates, and the time is very specific too.
That's right. One was based on a tip that was received about that suspicious car in the neighborhood. That was Saturday morning. You'll remember the last time anybody saw Nancy Guthrie alive was Saturday night. January 11th, that's an interesting date. That's almost, you know, 2 weeks before she disappeared. So could someone have been staking out the house, casing the house, planning this? That's what they're working on. A lot of stuff for them to sort through. And there's so much stuff happening behind the scenes. The subpoenas that are being served for data retrieval. The interviews with possible witnesses. When someone calls in a tip that could possibly be real, that person has to be interviewed by an actual agent. So a lot of work.
And it all takes time.
A lot
unfortunately.
of time. And time is of the essence, because we have this 84-year-old still out there.
That's right. All right, Gigi, thank you for that. On to this now, developing this morning. Police they're talking about the incident in Canada.
Yeah, they say she had a history of police visits to her home, which related to mental health. Investigators say she killed her mother and stepbrother at the family home and then continued the rampage at a nearby school where she was a former student. Authorities say she shot and killed a teacher and 5 students while injuring at least 25 others. Police say that she was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators working now to find a motive for the violence. Prime Minister there, Mark Carney, saying the flags across the government buildings will be flown at half-mast as the country mourns the victims.
The airspace over El Paso, Texas has reopened after initial warning of a 10-day closure for special security reasons. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy blamed a Mexican cartel drone for the incursion, but that might not be the case. Sources now telling Fox News the Pentagon was testing drones in the area when they thought they came across a foreign drone. However, it was later identified as a party balloon, prompting the now expired airspace shutdown. El Paso's mayor is furious over all this, saying the lack of coordination caused unnecessary panic.
Major and unnecessary disruption, one that has not occurred since 9/11. El Paso is not just a dot on a map.
Officials say at least one medical flight was canceled during the chaos, and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says she has no information about cartel drones in the area.
All right, let's get to Maria now, 9:13, talk about the roads out there.
Yeah, let's talk about the traffic. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. Looking at our live camera here, this is out in Orange County. Let's go to the East 22. This is at Fairview, and you can see the east and westbound sides actually moving nicely at this hour. If you are driving out of downtown LA, headed on the 10 freeway between the 5 to the 405 going to Santa Monica, it's about 32 minutes. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, just 31 minutes there. Westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5, a little slower, 41 minutes. Now here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Pavan. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. Beautiful shot to show you here. Look at LAX and the blue skies. We do Mount Wilson over 2 inches of rain. Lytle Creek 1.47 inches. Riverside a little over 3/4 of an inch, almost an inch in Eagle Rock, and Laguna Beach a little over 1/2 an inch. So it was beneficial rain that we got from the storm system. In fact, the center of this low is actually still nearby, but it is far enough to not impact our weather at all. Just some high mid-level clouds today mixed with some sunshine. In fact, even better weather tomorrow as high pressure builds in. Quickly, it will give us a slight offshore flow, and that will help bring us our warmer temperatures tomorrow back into the low 70s. That high will then weaken as we get to Sunday. Low pressure system moves back in. This is going to be a colder, more potent storm system, stronger, moving in late Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, we're going to get some high impacts from this with rain, wind, snow, some flooding potential, as well as some mud and debris flows, and could get up to 3 inches possible of rain for the coast and valleys, upwards of 5, maybe 6 inches for the mountains and foothills. But today, we're going to focus on that. 66 for downtown LA. Your day planner for Riverside here, sunshine with those temperatures getting up to the mid to upper 60s. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Maria. A moment for Sandra Endo's return.
Thank you.
How was it?
It was great. We went to Mammoth. We had fresh powder snow. The kids loved it.
Nice.
It was
Wow.
great condition.
You missed us every minute, though.
I
right?
missed you guys,
I know.
but I was fully, engaged in the group chat.
56 messages a day. We didn't want you to miss us too much. Exactly. All right, we're kicking off entertainment, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Today is Thursday, which means we know who got unmasked on last night's The Masked Singer.
Grammy Award-winning country music legend, Billy Ray Cyrus!
Wow. Maybe I should have said we now know who got unmasked last night, because the owl was revealed as Billy Ray Cyrus. Yes, the one and only. You think he had an achy, breaky heart having to go home? None of the panelists guessed correctly, though. Huh? Yeah, not one. They thought maybe Dennis Quaid.
Interesting.
They didn't know.
Dennis Quaid.
With Owl gone, that leaves High Voltage, Pangolin, Eggplant, Galaxy Girl. I don't know, my money kind of is on Galaxy Girl.
Oh, yeah?
Stingray, Cat Witch, Pug Casso, Snow Cone, and Crane in the competition. Pug Casso, I really dig it. I really do.
who do you got? I got my money on Galaxy Girl. Shoot for the stars, you know?
That's right. It's so funny to see the juxtaposition of Billy Ray, like looking all cool, and then
an owl.
In an owl. So
Yeah.
it's very humbling for all of these performers.
It is. It's a humbling and experience that no one has of a lot of character to be on The Masked Singer. Confidence. And last year we saw a very familiar face competing on The Masked Singer who sang hits like I Had Some Help and Country Roads.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Star of Varsity Blues, the one and only James Vanderbeek.
Loved James Vanderbeek on The Masked Singer. And at the beginning of the show last night, a graphic appeared on screen. It read, "In loving memory of our Griffin, James Vanderbeek, March 8th, 1977 to February 11th, 2026. He really could do it all. I mean, he was such a huge part of our millennial TV watching.
Yes.
I mean, Dawson's Creek on the WB.
Such a huge show.
Late 90s, early 2000s was such a special time. He was on the cover of so many of our teen magazines. Dawson Leary for life. And, you know, today we're thinking of him, his wife, and his 6 children.
Yeah, it's so tough.
It is. It is Valentine's Day weekend this weekend. Aroxia and I were in pink. Sandra, I see where you stood. Oh, you did.
I did. I saw you girls.
You did. By the way, don't ever leave that gum thing on your desk again. I thought it was gum.
Oh.
There's earrings in there. That's what I get for trying to take your gum while you're gone. But it is that time of year again to share with us your SoCal sweetheart. And we want to give a shout out to Harriet and Brian Lewis. Now, they have a blended family with 9 kids.
My goodness.
I know. Wow. Harriet says that Brian is the best father and handyman who fixes everything, and she loves him very much. You guys are such cuties. I love how dressed up you are and cute. I love the red.
Matching.
I also, too, love a handyman because I think that is so attractive.
You have a Randy man.
I have a Randy man. Exactly. He can fix anything.
That's
Randy
right.
and Mandy forever. Oh, so
right.
cute.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I thought it was gum.
And welcome back to you, taking a live look outside. This camera view sponsored by Ontario International Airport. Look at that, beautiful sunshine. We've got some high mid-level clouds, that's about it. If you are headed to Ontario International and maybe flying out to Denver, you can expect a high temperature of 60 degrees there today with some partly sunny skies. Houston, more sunshine in the upper 70s. Atlanta, high of 64. Chicago, Midway, clouds, 40 degrees. And New York, JFK, a little above freezing with that 34 degrees. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So we have this question of the day. How clean do you keep it? I know a few people like that. Or clean when it rains. So it looks like most of you keep it pretty spotless.
Oh, spotless. Okay.
Nice. All right. We'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back. Yours. Good morning. Welcome to 9:30 and welcome back to Sandra. Nice to have you with us again.
Thank you. Took a couple days off, but let's take a look at today's headlines right now. Despite public outrage over Casey Wasserman's ties to the Epstein files, he will still lead the LA 2028 Olympics. Why the board came to this decision.
Plus, raising awareness about the dangers of social media, what families are demanding of Snapchat during a protest happening this morning.
And as we honor Black heritage, Brooke is going to introduce us to a local pioneer, a man known as a revolutionary in equitable health care. But first, a check on weather.
Yeah, let's talk about the very nice weather we're going to have for a few days until big changes again. And this time, even stronger storms will be headed our way. So we'll focus on enjoying today, tomorrow with some partly sunny conditions with temperatures climbing up to near average, even slightly above average by tomorrow. Mostly dry as well, getting into Valentine's Day. And then Sunday, things will change. Clouds will increase and we will get a very strong storm headed our way. In fact, most of next week will be quite active. And we're talking about through the period next week, 3 to 5+ inches of rain for the mountains and foothills possible, 1 to 3 inches possible for the coast and valleys, and flooding. Big concern with all of this active weather and all the rain, especially in and around the recently burned hillsides. We're going to talk about mud and debris flows potentially, and a lot of weather alerts going into place. So we're going to enjoy the break today, tomorrow. 66 degrees should be the high temperature in downtown, 69 in Burbank, 66 in Santa Clarita, 49 in Big Bear, eventually to that 76 in Palm Springs. I'll send it back to you.
New this morning, business leaders are sounding the alarm, saying the ongoing immigration raids in the community is really going to impact them this Valentine's Day weekend. Business owners gathered today outside a grocery store in El Sereno, talking about how much the ongoing federal raids have impacted their bottom line. This weekend is usually major for them since Valentine's Day brings in a lot of customers.
We are urging Congress to reject additional DHS enforcement funding and instead prioritize investments that strengthen workforce stability and economic continuity. California's economy depends on a stable, reliable workforce. That is what businesses need. Funding should support.
Of course, we'll have more on what they said and their concerns later tonight on News at 5.
There are new calls to shut down the Aliso Canyon natural gas storage facility this morning following another gas leak that recently wafted into the Porter Ranch community there. The Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council saying the SoCal gas storage facility leaked from a safety valve on an above-ground pipeline for about 20 minutes 2 weeks ago. The storage facility is the site of the dangerous 2015 blowout known as the largest gas leak in U.S. history. At this time, however, the first warning of the leak came from private air monitoring, not from SoCal Gas.
First to know about it by smelling it, we were the last to be notified by the city.
And the gas company. And the gas company, I thought from 2015, the plan was that they were going to be the first to notify everybody.
Correct. That was correct.
LA mayoral candidate Assad al-Najjar is among the area residents who say that they were scared by the smell of the leak gas. Community activists saying the recent gas is just, the leak that is just an example of what can happen at the storage facility, and they want it closed.
A beloved biologist who helped set up live stream cameras showing the daily lives of a nesting pair of bald eagles in Big Bear has unfortunately passed away. Sandy Steers, the executive director of Friends of Big Bear Valley, died last night. Steers was a champion of wildlife preservation and ecotourism in the Big Bear Valley area for some 25 years. She played a key role in establishing the Big Bear Bald Eagle live nest cam that was for years captivating people by showing Jackie and Shadow nesting and raising their eaglets.
Parents who blame Snapchat for their children dying from fentanyl poisoning are right now demanding the Santa Monica social media company make safety changes to the platform.
Mario Ramirez is live at the protest happening now. Mario.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing a very visible and emotional demonstration here outside Snapchat headquarters. We're listening to some 40 families.
No more. Okay. It looks like there's some audio issue there, but we'll get back to Mario. Obviously, there's a lot going on there. We'll check in with him in a moment. In the meantime, Texas is suing Snapchat, claiming the app uses addictive design features that put children at risk. The Attorney General, Ken Paxton, alleging the platform fails to protect minors from online predators and harmful content. Snap defended its safety record, calling the allegations misleading. The state is seeking billions in civil penalties. penalties.
Instagram's chief testifies there's no such thing as social media addiction. Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri, social media platforms knowingly hook children despite risks to their mental health. Mosseri says there's a difference between clinical addiction and problematic use. The lawsuit against Meta and Google's YouTube centers around a 20-year-old woman who says she became addicted to the platform as a minor, contributing to her depression and other mental health issues. The outcome of this lawsuit will likely influence how other similar lawsuits will play out.
All right, so let's go back to Mario now, live in Santa Monica, where this protest is taking place. Mario.
Yeah, this is being organized by the Heat Initiative. You guys got us? Hello. Sorry,
Yeah.
We're having some mic issues here. Okay. Sarah, tell me what this is all about.
Behind me, you see 43 families. Hi, behind me, you see 43 families painting the names of 108 children who have died from Snapchat. These are kids that Snap sent drug dealers, connected them to them, and then took pills and died. And the crazy thing is that Snap knows about this and has known about this problem for years. These 108 names behind me of real children whose parents are here only represent a drop in the bucket. Those are the kids we know. We don't even know how many kids have lost their lives because of Evan Spiegel's negligence in allowing predators to connect with kids on the platform.
Thank you so much, Sarah. So we're going to have more. Again, we're hearing from families out here. This demonstration could last for several hours if they're allowed to stay out here. Santa Monica police are closely monitoring it, but they have not broken it up. For now, live here in Santa Monica. Back to you.
My name is Sam.
Very powerful indeed, Mario. So many stories there, and he'll be talking with heartbreaking stories. That's right, talking to more parents as the morning goes on. Now to this, the executive board of LA28, the organization spearheading the upcoming Olympic Games, has thrown their full support behind Chairman Casey Wasserman. Wasserman has been under fire after revelations he exchanged sexually suggestive emails with Ghislaine Maxwell, the girlfriend of convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. The LA28 board says it investigated the relationship, finding that Wasserman had one interaction with Epstein 23 years ago. The board wrote, quote, "The board has determined that based on these facts, as well as the strong leadership he has exhibited over the past 10 years, Mr. Wasserman should continue to lead LA28 and deliver a safe and successful game," end quote.
And Casey Wasserman's Epstein connection is causing an exodus of talent and staff from his music agency. Besides Chappell Roan, USA Today reporting the 3 more artists and bands just parted ways with his agency. The Dropkick Murphys, Hippocampus, and Chelsea Cutler all say they stand with victims of abuse, and Wasserman should step down. The LA Times says Wasserman will resign, and he plans to sell off the music agency, but he'll retain his namesake sports agency.
The battle over beauty at Walmart. The giant retailer now facing lawsuit from Estée Lauder. The beauty brand accusing the retailer of selling counterfeit beauty products. Estée Lauder says it purchased, inspected, and tested a number of products sold on Walmart's website using their trademarks. The products turned out to be fakes. So the items listed included Clinique, Aveda, and Tom Ford brands. Walmart allowing third-party vendors to sell products on its website, but the retailer claims that it has a zero-tolerance policy for counterfeits.
Meantime, one major retailer is trying to target its customer base again. Target is planning to add more in-store labor while cutting at least 500 jobs in other places, like distribution centers. The change will allow for more team members in stores to help guests following complaints of messy stores, out-of-stock items, and long checkout lines. The company's new CEO just took over this month and wants to get the company back on track after slumping sales over the last several years.
If you use Amazon Pharmacy, you could soon have access to same-day prescription delivery service. The online retail giant saying the service will be offered in 4,500 new cities and towns by the end of the year. We still don't know, though, for sure which cities will be part of the expansion, but Amazon says this is the first time Idaho and Massachusetts will have access to delivery option. The expansion comes as pharmacy closures, staffing shortages, and transportation make it difficult for some patients in rural and remote areas to access medications.
As we continue to celebrate Black heritage, Brooke Thomas is here to introduce us to a medical pioneer and history maker.
That's right, Brooke. Who is Dr. Eugene Allen?
Let me tell you, Dr. Allen says he founded the very first Black-owned urgent care facility in the United States simply because it was needed. He actually runs 5 clinics now, strategically placed in locations where he thinks his impact can be felt the most. Underserved communities in Black and brown neighborhoods.
I have a dream. I'm actually living King's dream. Once God put me in a position, or once life allowed me to have something, my heart decided that I would try to make life better for another person.
Dr. Vincent Eugene Allen tells me his passion comes from his past. Growing up in a small town in Mississippi without much.
Clearly, the medical profession has allowed me to be the first African American to have urgent cares in the United States. But with those accolades, my main purpose for being something in the community starts with giving back to be impactful.
Dr. Allen's biggest pride? He feeds his community clothes, disability outreach, and y'all, he even buys cars.
I've given away 15 cars to the community in order to make life better. And we're taking 1,000 disabled kids to Disneyland this year.
While giving back is his purpose, running 5 urgent care facilities is no small feat.
All right, how we doing? How we doing? What's up, big man? Oh, yeah. What's going on today?
He's been picking up an earring for the past 4 days now.
Girls talking to you and whispering in that ear? All right, which ear is it that's bothering you? That one? Let me see the good ear first.
While working in emergency medicine at MLK Hospital, he tells me he saw a huge unmet need. People waiting hours overnight in the ER with less severe issues because they felt that was their only option for health care.
If I could service that community during that time, that would be a great idea. So my mind then came up with dusk to dawn urgent care, which was the beginning of my journey.
Years later, when COVID-19 hit the community hard, Dr. Allen says he and his team quickly stepped up.
We were really in it for the community. We put a tent outside and everybody knew they can come to the dock. I caught it twice myself. I'm grateful that God didn't take me out. But I rolled up my sleeve and really made a difference in that time of need. The most impressive thing in life is that you get to see your work while you're still alive. That means a lot.
Dr. Allen was given keys to the city of Compton for his charitable work and breast cancer advocacy there, telling me he tested 800 women and actually found 175 had breast nodules.
Those 175 women with breast nodules went on to be treated, and they're breast cancer free today.
Saving lives isn't enough, though. Dr. Allen says he has one major goal before he leaves this earth.
My goal is to feed 1 million people, to clothe 500,000 people, and to take 500,000 families with disabled kids and or older family members to Disneyland.
Dr. Allen actually says he's 75% of the way to that goal already.
Whoa,
I know, right? Would you believe
great.
it?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that amazing? It's a big goal.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. He was so fun, so kind. You know, he was talking how he's so passionate about healthcare and just our community, everyone around us having access to everything. Healthcare, not having to deal with approvals or finances, clothes, food. Taking these kids to Disneyland. Yeah,
really sweet.
I was like, wait, you've bought cars?
Wow. Yeah.
He has a great personality, great bedside manner, you know?
Fun. If you got to get a shot in the arm.
That's right. You want him to
go out there and meet people. For people ask me, oh, who's the most impressive person you've interviewed? And I always say it's never the celebrities. It's always the person doing amazing work, like Dr. Allen, who's making a big difference in people's lives. Like those are the people who impress me. So.
Michael B. Jordan did impress me. Just for the record, I just want to say we're not the same there. But no, of course, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you.
All right, Brooke, thank you. So coming up ahead of Valentine's Day, Coco is spreading the love this morning.
Good morning. That's right. We are highlighting the Santa Clarita Senior Helpers. They are doing a Dear Senior Valentine's Day card drive, and they have a special surprise for a senior client. We're going to introduce you to that amazing woman coming up.
And welcome back. Let's talk about our nice weather today. That area of low pressure that helped bring us all the rain last day and a half or so. That's actually off to our north, and it's away from us. It's not going to impact our weather. Just some high mid-level clouds. That's about it. Otherwise, starting Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, we are going to look for a larger, colder storm that's going to give us some high impacts, rain, wind, snow, flooding potentially, some mud and debris flows. When we talk about these rain totals of 1.5 to 3 inches for the coast and valleys next week, to around 3 to 6 inches for the mountains and foothills. And speaking of the mountains, a lot of snow in the Sierra Nevada next week with feet of snow. For us, maybe 18 inches for San Bernardino County mountains or resort level. Perhaps 2 feet of snow even is expected next week. So it's great news for our local mountain communities. 65 at the coast today with sunshine through Saturday. Sunday, increasing clouds with those showers and then rain through the better part of next week. Downtown LA, Inland Orange County, 66 today, sunny. We've got 71 tomorrow, and then really dropping by next week down to just 60 or colder with that chance for rain. Valleys, IE, 69 today. Mountains, 49 degrees with that chance for some rain at first on Sunday, eventually turning to snow. Snow level expected to drop to about 4,000 feet potentially next week. High desert, 60 degrees, and even there, as well as the low desert areas, we will expect that rain as we get into next week. But today's sunny, 76 degrees in Palm Springs. Back to you.
Wait, well, you can. Thank you, Maria. All that cold weather on the East Coast is creating a volcanic situation, sort of. Let's show you this. A so-called ice volcano forming around a park fountain in upstate New York. When the weather gets too cold, the water freezes around it, completely encapsulating the fountain in ice. Visitors have been coming back for weeks just to see how large it will get. The fountain was installed back in 1860. Still works with its original technology, meaning no pumps or motors. That's pretty amazing.
Wow, all that frozen water on top of it. All right. And many seniors live in isolation, unfortunately, including on Valentine's Day. That's why volunteers have come together to help make those people feel less lonely.
Yep. Let's go to Coco in Santa Clarita with more on the Dear Senior Valentine's Day card drive. I love this. Oh, my goodness. Who are you with?
Hey there, we have been spending time with the Santa Clarita Senior Helpers, and they're spreading a lot of love ahead of Valentine's Day. I'm so honored to be here with Mrs. Norma Lindeman and also her caregiver, Alma, and we're looking at beautiful pictures. So, you know, Mrs. Norma Lindeman, I want to ask you to talk about the photo that we see here.
Oh, those are 2 photos. The one over here is when, of course, you can see is when we were first married, and this one was on our 50th anniversary. And this was a little church in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. And it was just a beautiful, simple day and a beautiful, simple wedding at the church that I belonged to. So, yeah, it was, what can I say, your wedding day.
It's just beautiful. I was telling you, too, how your dress is something that you could still wear today, and you said you just wanted something that wasn't the long, typical dress.
Right, and actually, it's kind of a dress forever kind of dress that it is typical of any age, so, and I did wear it later.
Which is special, and you know, I am sorry for your loss. I do know your husband Otto did pass away in November. You have these beautiful pictures here as well because you made this book of memories, right?
Oh yeah, it's a book of our wedding and when we were young and all the activities we did when we were young, relatives and so on. But I think it began mostly as wedding pictures. So.
And if you can talk about your experience with the Senior Helpers.
What can I say? I better be careful what I say because they're here. But I tell you, I at first was struggling on my own and doing everything, and so my son decided that I needed help. And despite my arguments with him, he went ahead. And actually, it was my granddaughter that found Senior Helpers. She was looking up things. She's very good on the computer and everything. She found Senior Helpers. And that's how it all began. And so here they all are and have been for 8 months.
That's incredible. Speaking of the senior helpers, Dr. Sai Nikita is here as well with a beautiful surprise.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Is this my birthday or something?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, Norma.
Oh my goodness.
You look beautiful. So good to see.
Oh, this is lovely, Dr. Sai. Thank you.
I'm gonna leave this here.
How sweet of you. How kind of you.
Absolutely beautiful. And yes, Dr. Sai, I want to ask you about the Valentine's Day card drive. It's beautiful.
Absolutely, yes, indeed. So Senior Helpers,
card drive?
yes, Senior Helpers is holding a Dear Senior Valentine's Day card drive, and we are collecting cards, making cards, and we've been doing this for a few weeks, few months now, and people are dropping off cards at the location. We've been making some with our care team members in the office. We have cards picked up from schools, preschoolers, daycare centers to spread the love, spread the joy, and we're going to distribute them to our clients, distribute it at the assisted living facilities, independent living, senior care centers.
The thing I remember most when you said that was I was at one point a teacher, and I was a special ed teacher, and my children made Valentine's Day cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like full circle moment. Exactly. Something coming your way. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that is incredible. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for speaking with us and sharing your home with us. Mrs. Norma Lindemann, incredible, beautiful spread here for Valentine's Day. I have to tell you, by the way, that your birthday's coming up in 10 days. She's going to be 97 years old. So I'm going to get her skincare routine from her coming up very soon. Yes. And I'll send it back to you.
Happy early birthday.
They want you to wave.
Look at us. Yeah, you look fantastic.
It's not
amazing.
just looking fantastic. She's like on it.
Yeah, what a personality.
Wow, she's great. Happy early birthday.
Oh,
So
that's so
nice.
great. My daughter made some Valentine's Day with her class in Valentine, so they delivered it to their local senior
I
center.
like that. It makes
was
such a
really-
difference.
yeah,
It's very sweet.
She said it really put a smile on people's faces.
I think it helps the kids too. It's a good lesson.
Yeah. How nice.
All right, coming up at 10 o'clock, Jen is going to take us to visit some of the cutest Valentines you've ever seen at the maternity ward of the local hospital.
Okay, all right, and last week it was about football, but this weekend it's all about basketball, what you need to know about the big game at the Intuit Dome and the NBA All-Star Game.
And one college student has the best excuse ever when asking for an extension on an assignment. I mean, she's kind of busy. She's at the Olympics. How her professor responded.
Welcome to 10 a.m. on this Thursday morning. Here's some of the stories we're covering for you. New this morning, investigators in the Nancy Guthrie case taking a closer look at what could be new evidence found near her home.
And heartbroken parents with concerns over child safety on the internet are taking their message to Snapchat headquarters in the form of a protest. We're going to hear directly from a parent why they're out here coming up.
And we do have a lot of sunshine out there. Looking at our satellite radar pictures, just some high mid-level clouds, but plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are going to warm up nicely today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And then we're going to look for a very cold, big, and potent storm to head our way. I'll have all the details coming up.
Maria, thank you. And now to that very latest on the search for Nancy Guthrie.
Gigi Gracia joining us now with the latest on this.
There certainly have been so many developments. Yeah. Developments in the public eye, and you can only imagine what's happening, Sandra and Araxia, behind the scenes. It is, of course, day 12, and Nancy Guthrie, the most important element of this story, well, she is still missing. There's been no sign of the 84-year-old. Her daughter, Savannah, though, this morning shared some home videos and a picture of her mother on Instagram, writing, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope." The last time we had heard from her was on Monday when she posted a video pleading for the public's help to bring her mother home. Now let's go live to Nancy Guthrie's home in the Catalina foothills of Tucson, where once again FBI agents are working. Special agents, forensic analysts have been at the home almost every day since the FBI took a more active lead in this investigation. And this morning, officials were seen putting up a tent, or an easy up as they're called, to cover the front door and entryway of the home. Then they took it down about an hour later. No word on what they were doing, but obviously they didn't want the public, in particular the suspect, to know. The search for her has expanded by the day. Both in other states, we've seen billboards right here in Southern California, Texas, and New Mexico, and of course around her home in Arizona, where yesterday FBI agents found a black glove, possibly even two gloves, a major clue to the kidnapper, or simply a red herring.
Is that a glove?
The New York Post sharing this video of FBI agents picking up what appears to be a black glove off the side of a road about 1.5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home outside of Tucson. That find prompted the FBI to actually put out an alert that they'd be searching multiple roadways in and around the area. And while the FBI remains tight-lipped, they will not confirm anything about the glove or gloves found. Finding a glove so many days after the 84-year-old disappeared is leading to many conspiracy theories, while some think the glove or gloves might simply be a red herring, something to throw off investigators. This as experts continue to dissect these video images of an armed and masked person that was seen at Nancy Guthrie's door. Let's take a look at some of the more important developments in the last few days. Before today's post from Savannah Guthrie, we had last heard from her again on Monday when she pleaded for the public to help with any information. Then Monday evening, the FBI issued that multi-state alert, which saw billboards go up, even one off the 210 freeway in Irwindale. Tuesday afternoon, FBI released the video of that armed and masked person in front of Guthrie's home, apparently tampering with her Nest doorbell. Later Tuesday evening, a DoorDash driver was detained in Rio Rico, Arizona. That's about 65 miles from Tucson. He was later released, possibly a person of interest, but nothing appears to have come from that. And yesterday morning, TMZ confirmed they received another ransom email, a note asking for Bitcoin, not in exchange for Mrs. Guthrie, but in exchange for the name of the person who took her. The FBI has that note. And yesterday afternoon, of course, the finding of the gloves on the side of the road. Meanwhile, the video of the mystery person continues to be studied by the FBI. They're looking at everything you see here, from the gloves to the backpack to the tennis or running shoes the person is wearing. Every little detail can be a clue. And now detectives are asking people who live in the foothills there, that Catalina foothills community, to check their cameras again. This time, FBI agents want to look at any video from January the 11th That's almost 2 weeks before Mrs. Guthrie disappeared, and also from the morning of January 31st, the day before she disappeared. It appears detectives have received new information, including someone telling them about a suspicious car in the neighborhood, and that's why Sandra and Araxia, they are looking now, they're going back again, sort of retracing the steps as they get more information. As I mentioned, this is what's happening for us to see in the public eye.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, the critical response team from the FBI, they've set up a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week command post. Subpoenas are being written, subpoenas are being served, witnesses are being interviewed. A reported 18,000 tips have now come in from all over the country. They have to vet those tips, they have to investigate, and if they're found that they could be real, then that person has to be interviewed by an agent. So this is a huge undertaking. And the most important part, this 84-year-old remains missing, and we can only imagine the anguish, the pain that the family is in, this emotional roller coaster of not knowing what happened to their mother.
And the amount of time every lead takes to really follow through and figure out if it's fact or fiction. I was reading a report that they were really looking into the make and model of that backpack and where that backpack is sold. And then you have to look through every consumer receipt to figure out where and when a person could have bought it, and then narrow it down even further. And that takes an enormous amount of time.
And it used to be easier because we didn't have online shopping. So detectives would usually fan out to the sporting goods stores, you know, Walmart to Kmart, whatever stores were in that neighborhood. And it would be a little bit simpler. It was very hard. But now you've got Amazon and a million other online retailers that, you know, this person may have ordered it online, may have bought it in another city, another state.
So my big thing is, as we see them going back to certain locations, the fact that these locations were tampered with. I mean, you had so much media presence immediately after this case broke, and everyone just kind of went literally up to pretty much the border, the house,
right there, the perimeter.
And then not to mention everything else all around. So many people have come and gone, and at some point the sheriff cleared the scene, and then, you know, they came back and they sealed off the scene. So makes me nervous.
If a suspect is found, and if the evidence against that suspect is not overwhelming, you can bet that those defense attorneys are going to be bringing up that the crime scene had been tampered with, and is the evidence really evidence? And you mentioned the Pima County Sheriff's Department. The sheriff saying, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking, we wish we hadn't released the scene, but we did release the scene. Who went in and out, we don't know. Did the family return to the home? They
don't even know that.
Yeah. There was blood outside. You know, did the family feel up to going to their mother's home, given what had happened? So, yes, the crime scene has been...
Going there too.
The pizza delivery guy, you know, the Pima County Sheriff's Department put out a post online scolding the media for ordering food. It turns out it wasn't the media. It was actually a viewer of someone who was reporting in Oregon, who decided to send that reporter a pizza. And the pizza delivery man managed to get all the way up to the door of Nancy Guthrie's home, knock on the door, no one answered. And when the delivery man was leaving, that's when a deputy jumped out of the car and said, hey, what are you doing? But this all happened as people were live streaming it. So then people really got on the sheriff's case. You know, you scolded the media, but it wasn't the media's fault. Somebody decided to send a pizza, and the crime scene again was not properly secured. All of that will come into play when and if there is a legal case.
Right, a lot to sort out.
A lot.
And still no clue of where she is yet. All right, Gigi, thank you. On to this now. Parents who claim Snapchat helped lead their children to death by fentanyl poisoning. They're protesting outside the social media platform Santa Monica headquarters right now.
Let's go to Mario right now. You are there live with parents who are demanding action from Snapchat. Mario.
Yeah, and some of the demonstrators are getting back on the buses where they were dropped off, dozens. And I want to show you the street here behind me, just outside Snapchat headquarters. You're looking at 108 names of children that were lost to social media issues directly on the street here, creating a pop-up memorial. More than 40 families from the U.S. and U.K. gathered out here, and these are parents who say they lost their children to social media, some of them to fentanyl poisoning they claim was facilitated through Snapchat. Now, I want to bring in Todd Miner. He came from D.C. You traveled far for this. Tell me about the impact.
The impact is Mr. Spiegel needs, him and Snap, they need to pay for what they've done. families have been harmed, kids have died, kids are continuing to die, and that's what I think this represents. No more children, no more deaths. Design your application to put kids first.
And tell me about Matthew. You have a picture of him here. He was just 12 years old.
Yes, Matthew, our son, he was 12 years old. Vibrant kid, lit up the room, as you could probably tell from his picture there. Life of the party. And everything that we do is to keep his memory, and those that passed at the hands of Snap, keep their names alive.
For parents who might have kids that are on social media unrestricted often, what do you have to tell them?
Just that there's algorithms that send harmful content to children, and it's by design, by the big tech organizations. They create it that way to keep the activity, keep them engaged longer. And I think that also ties into advertisement and clicks and all that kind of stuff. So they're more worried about their profits over the kids' health and safety. Because if there's a harm that's sent to your child, there's nothing that says, hey, this is harmful, like maybe on a pack of cigarettes or something like that. Hey, you have a chance of having a health issue or something like that. The same thing for social media applications such as Snap.
Well, Todd, thank you so much, and thanks for sharing a little bit about Matthew. We definitely appreciate it. Take care. Safe travels back to D.C. And we have reached out to Snapchat as well, but have yet to hear back. For now, that's the latest here in Santa Monica. Back to you in the studio.
I just want to say, Mario, it's pretty impressive how quickly they did what they did. Very well organized. We saw you when you were out there. They had just started painting those names, and look at that. They did it, they finished, and they left.
Yeah, and to see so many names, 108 children's names here, and they say, hey, it's up to Snapchat. They're going to have to come out here and see these names and figure out how to remove them. But stark reminder here of the impact of social media and mental health.
Absolutely, and the impact of all those lives lost. You could see it just visually right there on the street.
It's actually quite powerful, and a reminder, these are just a few names, just a few.
Yeah, yep. As they say, one pill can kill these days. Thank you, Mario, for that, and a good reminder to us as parents, Maria, right, to talk to your kids.
Absolutely, but it's up to these tech companies to really do their part too, and I agree with those parents. Snapchat, TikTok, you guys got to listen up. Instagram and Zuckerberg, you guys have to make some big changes. All right, let's talk about this area of low pressure that brought us the rain yesterday and the day before. That actually is far enough to where it's not really impacting us today. That's the good news. You saw the sunshine outside. That's going to continue tomorrow and Saturday. So beautiful conditions that we can enjoy before that next system moves in. This one's a much stronger, colder system from the Gulf of Alaska that's going to bring us some rain starting as early as Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Periods of rain, heavy downpours, and I'm talking about high impacts here with the rain, the wind, some flooding, potentially mud and debris flows with 1.5 to 3 inches of rain possible for the coast and valleys through next week, 3 to 6 inches for the mountains and foothills. So this is a lot of rain, a lot of flooding that we have to consider, and also mountain snow. The winds right now are fairly light. They're going to switch to more of an offshore flow as we get to tonight and tomorrow, and that's going to help bring us the warmer temperatures, at least into the low 70s. But you can see some stronger wind gusts here in the usual wind-prone areas. I don't think we'll see wind advisories, but that just indicates why we're going to look for slightly warmer conditions tomorrow. Right now, it's about 59 in Burbank, 56 in Pasadena, 57 in Ontario, 61 in Santa Ana, 43 in Big Bear. High temperatures will range from around 49 in Big Bear, so it'll warm up just a tad bit more. 60 in the high desert, 76 in the low desert areas. Out towards downtown LA, Inland Orange County, 66. Still slightly below the average, however, slightly warmer than yesterday's 64. 65 at the coastal end, 69 near 70 for the valleys and the Inland Empire. I'll show you the 7-day forecast. We'll break down that storm track coming up just a few moments. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. The controversial immigration crackdown in Minnesota is officially over. Border Czar Tom Homan calling the mission a success, saying this morning that Minnesota is, quote, now less of a sanctuary state for criminals. As you'll remember, 2 people were killed during recent ICE operations in Minneapolis that led to weeks of protest. The White House says more than 4,000 people were arrested during the Minnesota operation.
Also new this morning, a federal judge has temporarily blocked the Pentagon from punishing Arizona Senator Mark Kelly over a video urging service members to resist unlawful military orders. The judge ruled the censure violated Kelly's First Amendment right and could threaten to the liberties, that is, of military retirees. Kelly is a retired Navy captain. He sued after the Defense Department began proceedings that could have led to a demotion and reduced retirement pay. Coming up, a boy with special needs has this really special tricycle stolen, unfortunately. How the community, though, came together, stepped in to help.
And as we continue to celebrate Black Heritage, Brooke is here to introduce us to a medical pioneer and history maker.
And we still have a little bit of traffic. Now, Good Day LA traffic brought to you by My Home Sold, as we take a look at one of our live traffic cameras here in the 60 freeway westbound side, coming at you here with the cars on the left-hand side. This is at Day Street. You can see that both sides of the 60 east and westbound sides are moving nicely. Drive times in and out of downtown LA, it's not too bad at this hour. Westbound 10 heading towards Santa Monica out of downtown between 5 to the 405, 35 minutes. The north 110 very good at this hour between the 405 to the 10, just 18 minutes. And on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, 33 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
10:19 right now, a sad story out of Santa Monica. Someone stole a special adaptive tricycle that helped a young boy get around the neighborhood. Jack is a 9-year-old with Down syndrome and autism, and after word got out about what happened to his tricycle, a realtor from the family, or the family never met actually, created a GoFundMe page to help replace it. Jack's parents say he's outgrown normal tricycles that can be pushed from behind, and this adaptive tricycle is one of his main forms of independence in the neighborhood, as walking can be sometimes too difficult.
I would have never set out a GoFundMe myself. I was overwhelmed that first day especially. Lots of emotions, you know, you're a little frustrated, you're a little sad, and so I wouldn't have thought to do that. He needed one because he was going to be so sad to not have his bike anymore. So we knew we had to bite the bullet, so to have that help was really amazing.
Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, buddy.
And if you'd like to read more about his story, you can check out a link on our website, foxla.com, and make sure to donate if you can. Those tricycles, adaptive ones, can be very expensive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's costly for sure. All right, as we continue to celebrate Black Heritage, Brooke is here to introduce us to a medical pioneer and history maker.
Brooke, tell us all about Dr. Eugene Allen.
Hey there. Dr. Allen says he founded the very first Black-owned urgent care facility in the United States because it was necessary. He actually runs 5 clinics now, all strategically placed in locations where he thinks his impact can be felt the most, underserved communities in Black and brown neighborhoods.
I have a dream.
I'm actually living King's dream. Once God put me in a position, or once life allowed me to have something, my heart decided that I would try to make life better for another person.
Dr. Vincent Eugene Allen tells me his passion comes from his past. Growing up in a small town in Mississippi without much.
Clearly, the medical profession has allowed me to be the first African American to have urgent cares in the United States. But with those accolades, my main purpose for being something in the community starts with giving back to be impactful.
Dr. Allen's biggest pride? He feeds his community in every way. Turkey giveaways, Easter baskets, free Christmas toys, clothes, disability outreach, and y'all, he even buys cars.
I've given away 15 cars to the community in order to make life better, and we're taking 1,000 disabled kids to Disneyland this year.
While giving back is his purpose, running 5 urgent care facilities is no small feat.
All right, how we doing? How we doing? What's up, big man? Oh, yeah. What's going on today?
He's been cleaning up an area for the past 4 days now.
Girls talking to you and whispering in that ear? All right, which ear is it that's bothering you? That one? Let me see the good ear first.
While working in emergency medicine at MLK Hospital, he tells me he saw a huge unmet need. People waiting hours overnight in the ER with less severe issues because they felt that was their only option for health care.
If I could service that community during that time, that would be a great idea. So my mind then came up with dusk to dawn urgent care, which was the beginning of my journey.
Years later, when COVID-19 hit the community hard, Dr. Allen says he and his team quickly stepped up.
We were really in it for the community. We put a tent outside and everybody knew they can come to the dock. I caught it twice myself. I'm grateful that God didn't take me out. But I rolled up my sleeve and really made a difference in that time of need. The most impressive thing in life is that you get to see your work while you're still alive. That means a lot.
Dr. Allen was given keys to the city of Compton for his charitable work and breast cancer advocacy there, telling me he tested 800 women and actually found 175 had breast nodules.
Those 175 women with breast nodules went on to be treated, and they're breast cancer free today.
Saving lives isn't enough, though. Dr. Allen says he has one major goal before he leaves this earth.
My goal is to feed 1 million people, to clothe 500,000 people, and to take 500,000 families with disabled kids and or older family members to Disneyland.
listen, it might surprise you. It might not surprise you after listening to him there, but he says he's 75% of the way to that goal already. It's all about giving back, pushing things forward. And it's just interesting that it was all sparked by his own childhood, growing up in Mississippi, not having much and feeling like if somebody could fill the gaps, you know.
What a difference he's making in so many people's lives. Yeah, spreading joy.
One of the things he said about it's nice for him to see his life's work while he's still alive. Oftentimes people do amazing things for communities and people realize it after the fact or enjoy all of that after the fact. So he's right. He's getting to see it firsthand.
Yeah, you know, it's like a phrase, give people their flowers while they're still here to smell them. And
so
it's,
true.
you know, this idea, we see all of these huge tributes to people who have done these amazing things, but there weren't very many thank yous when they were here. So yeah, it's nice that he and Kendrick Lamar both have the keys to Compton.
Nice. Good company.
Right.
All right, thank you, Brett. Coming up, we're taking a trip to a hospital, but it's for a happy story.
And Jen will be introducing us to some adorable Valentine's arrivals.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quilbon. We had some really impressive rain totals yesterday, totaling it up. Mount Wilson over 2 inches, Lytle Creek almost 1.5 inches, Eagle Rock almost 1 inch, Riverside over 3/4 of an inch, and about 1/2 inch in Laguna Beach. So we had some good beneficial rain from that system, which, by the way, the center of it's still just offshore, not bothering us. It's going to dissipate. We've got some high mid-level clouds. That's about it. And we will enjoy sunny days through Saturday, Valentine's Day, and then things will change by Sunday with more rain, wind, wind, snow, flooding, and I'm talking a lot of rain actually over the week next week. 1.5 inches to 3 inches for the coast and valleys, 3 to 6 inches for the mountains and foothills. Looking at snow, not just the Sierra Nevada or Mammoth, we've got maybe a foot or 2 feet possible for the San Bernardino County mountains. So this is great news for our mountain communities, certainly as we look ahead to next week. But travel will be an issue, so you want to plan ahead for the coming weather. Today, 66 degrees in Santa Clarita with sunshine, 66 downtown, 65 in Santa Monica, 68 in Corona, out towards Ontario, 67, Big Bear nearly 50, and 76 in Palm Springs. I'll show you that 70 forecast in just a couple minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. More people are dying in traffic crashes on LA streets than by homicide. LAPD data shows that 290 people were killed in a car crash across LA last year, and over 150 of those were pedestrians. That is 60 more deaths than homicides in the city. And while traffic fatalities dropped 6% last year over the year, marking the second straight year of decline, they remain higher than pre-pandemic levels, and the city has invested hundreds of millions of dollars in its Vision Zero program. And speed safety cameras are expected to roll out across Los Angeles this year.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is making moves to focus on its primary mission, that is, to help veterans. The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs says it plans to terminate several controversial leases on the West LA VA campus, including agreements with Brentwood School, Safety Park, and Bridgeland Oil. The property was intended to be used as a soldier's home for disabled and homeless veterans. Veterans sued the VA in 2022, arguing the leases were illegal and limited housing development. The VA described the leases and the license as wasteful and illegal. LA has one of the largest populations of homeless veterans in the country.
Efforts to expand eviction protections for LA County tenants behind on their rent have failed. LA County supervisors rejected extending an eviction ban for tenants who own more than 2 months of back rent. The motion to extend evictions ban timeline for up to 3 months by Supervisor Lindsay Horvath failed to receive a second from the rest of the board. The supporters say the extra time is needed to help immigrant families who have fallen behind on their rent because of the ongoing ICE sweeps interrupting their livelihoods. Tenants' rights groups say that the county is buckled to lawsuit threats by property managers and landlords.
The airspace over El Paso, Texas has reopened after initial warning of a 10-day closure for special security reasons. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy blamed a Mexican cartel drone for the incursion, but that might not be the case. Sources telling Fox News the Pentagon was testing drones in the area when they thought they came across a foreign drone. However, it was later identified as a party balloon, prompting the now expired airspace shutdown. El Paso's mayor is furious over all this, saying the lack of coordination caused unnecessary panic.
This was a major and unnecessary disruption, one that has not occurred since 9/11. El Paso is not just a dot on a map.
Officials say at least one medical flight was canceled during the chaos, and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says she has no information about cartel drones in the area.
The organization spearheading the upcoming Olympic Games, LA28, has thrown their full support behind Chairman Casey Wasserman. Wasserman has been under fire after it was revealed that he had exchanged sexually suggestive emails with Ghislaine Maxwell, the girlfriend of convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. The LA28 board says it investigated the relationship, finding that Wasserman had one interaction with Epstein 23 years ago. The board wrote this, quote, "The board has determined that based on these facts, as well as the strong leadership he has exhibited over the past 10 years, Mr. Wasserman should continue to lead LA28 and deliver a safe and successful Games."
Wasserman's Epstein connection is costing him, however. The exodus of talent from his music agency continues. Besides Chappell Roan, 3 more artists and bands have reportedly parted ways with his agency. The Dropkick Murphys, Hippocampus, and Chelsea Cutler all say they stand with victims of abuse, and Wasserman should step down. Big-name acts including Kendrick Lamar, Coldplay, and SZA, they're still with the agency. And the LA Times is reporting that Wasserman will resign and he plans to sell off the music agency, but he will keep his namesake on the sports agency, and he'll keep that as well. But meanwhile, World Cup champion and two-time Olympic gold medal winning soccer player Abby Wambach has also quit Wasserman's agency.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department will investigate any case involving any victim when it comes to the probe involving convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
She also came to the president's defense, describing him as a victim of impeachments and investigations. Chad Pergam reports from Capitol Hill.
Understand
Whoa,
why
I thought
you're
you were
hiding from us.
Chairman?
You're one of the worst attorney generals in our history.
Verbal judo. Pam Bondi occupied the witness chair.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to answer your questions.
But one man consumed the minds of Democrats.
The monstrous crimes of Epstein.
The Epstein files.
Jeffrey Epstein's horrific abuse.
The raucous spectacle was 5 hours of sustained sniping.
I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, oh, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Kentucky Republican Thomas Massie wrote the law compelling the release of the Epstein files, but Massie says the FBI initially redacted the name of former Victoria's Secret CEO Les Wexner, who the Bureau previously called an Epstein co-conspirator.
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction. We invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome.
Democrats tried to show that Bondi didn't care about Epstein victims in the hearing room.
Please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice.
But Bondi offered solace to those harmed.
I am deeply sorry for what any victim has been through, especially as a result of that monster.
Bondi tangled with Democratic Caucus Vice Chairman Ted Lieu when he asked if President Trump attended parties with Epstein. Bondi says there was no evidence of that.
I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you.
Bondi lectured Democrats. She said they should focus instead on plunging crime rates. Bondi also told Democrats to embrace the Dow hitting 50 thou. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
All right, let's turn to some happy news here.
Yes, please.
Forget the flowers and chocolates. Even though Valentine's Day is coming up, some couples are celebrating with something much sweeter this holiday.
Jen is live at Torrance Memorial Hospital to show us. Hi.
Talk about the best Valentine's Day gift ever. Yes, I'm here with little Bella. Let me introduce the world to baby Bella. Hi, sweetheart, and new dad, Matt. Hey, how you feeling right now?
I'm on cloud 9 right now. Being a first-time father, it was an amazing experience.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like seriously though, the emotions that come out, it's like nothing you've ever felt before, right?
100%. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is happening, and it happened, and I'm so excited to be a dad now.
Yeah. 2 days old. Have you been getting any sleep? Probably not, huh?
No. Yeah.
Exactly how it should be.
2 hours at best. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Mom over here does not want to be shown on camera, which I don't blame her. To be perfectly honest, even though you look beautiful, you really do. You did great. So you really did. Okay. So Natalie, now tell me about these. This hat is your creation, yes? Or the little blanket we have over here.
So the blanket I made myself, and the little onesies our manager Kim McNeil made.
Wow.
And then we had donations from the Mad Hatter group that wanted to celebrate our babies being born right around Valentine's Day because it's just so precious to all of us.
Yeah. I mean, now how do you feel? Because there's a bunch of babies here today.
Well, we have been very busy for the past several days, but coming up to the Valentine holiday, we just thought it was a great opportunity to celebrate what we love doing. And what we love is this, families getting to see people at their happiest days of their lives. So I mean, it's like I mentioned before, it's a true privilege and it's an honor.
Absolutely. Okay, now I mean, this is like a tremendous experience. I mean, this is something that you get to see every day. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really a rewarding job. It's not hard finding my meaning and coming to work every day and getting to do this and celebrate on the holidays. It all makes it that much more special. It does.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now back to new dad Matt. How did you decide on Bella? Besides obvious reasons, she is Bella.
Bella means beautiful, and you look at her, and guess what? She is beautiful. And that's why we named her.
She's just absolutely perfect. And the onesie, I have to say, really matches her eyes. She's just...
Definitely, yeah, for sure, yeah.
How's she been so far? I mean, she's been
really
quiet
good.
as a mouse, right?
She's been pretty good at the moment. Cry here and there, like all babies do. But she, oh man, when I first held her, she literally was smiling at me. I'm not kidding, yeah. Wow. She really was. And she was calm when I first met her, and you know, she's been a blessing so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, now you're 6'6". Your wife is 5'1". Whose height do you think that she's gonna get?
You know, when she came out, she had some long limbs. They say girls get their height from their dads. Yeah, so maybe
perhaps a little volleyball player in the
volleyball
action.
like Dad was. Yes, basketball. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the light's actually calming her down because she was crying right before this, and now she.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, you should born for the camera, possibly.
Sure was. Sure. Making her Southern California debut. Little baby Bella. How about that? Happy early Valentine's Day.
Adorable. Jen, take that blanket and wrap it around her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
Listen, I said I was only going to have one child, but this is seriously making me reconsider my...
Really?
Whoa.
Wow.
Come join us here. We'll take really good care of you. Oh, there she goes.
Uh-oh.
That's,
okay.
You know what? We overstayed our welcome. Nap time.
Oh.
So sweet,
So
those little
cute.
legs. And their smell when they're just fresh out of the oven. It's like, to me, it smells like oatmeal, like baby powder.
It's a great smell, and then one day you wake up and that smell is gone without warning.
Like a car, like a new
yes,
car.
like
Right,
a new
the
car
smell
scent.
just
goes away. Enjoy it while it lasts.
For real. Congratulations to them. All right, Good Day LA Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort Casino. Yesterday, we got the news. This was tough because we were on the desk, we were having our normal 11, and then we get the news on our phones that actor James Vanderbeek passed away at the age of 48. He was a husband, a father, a friend, and forever Dawson in so many of our hearts.
Last year you had the opportunity to go to Paris and study. Because of me, you didn't.
Listen, that wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was my fault, because I should have made you go. But I was selfish, and I didn't want you to go. I wanted you to stay here with me.
Oh, Joey Potter, Dawson Leary, that character.
What was Pacey's last name? I just knew him as Pacey, right?
Yeah.
Did he have one?
That's right. Oh, James Vanderbeek, the star of Dawson's Creek. Remember that on the WB? It was a hit show.
Appointment television.
Right. It aired from 1998 to 2003 on the WB, and now Vanderbeek's friends and co-stars are paying tribute to him, like his co-star Katie Holmes, who posted a handwritten letter along with a post reading, "I formed some words with a heavy heart. This is a lot to process. I am so grateful to have shared in a piece of James's journey. He is beloved." Kristen Ritter starred with James in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, sharing that he was a beautiful human inside and out, smart, funny, empathetic, kind, talented, and just pure magic. I'm so grateful for our friendship and so heartbroken. All my love goes out to his amazing wife, Kimberly, and their children. Sarah Michelle Gellar commenting under his wife Kimberly's post, saying, "I'm so sad for your beautiful family. While James's legacy will always live on, this is a huge loss to not just your family, but the world. F cancer." And Kevin Smith talks about asking James to cameo in Jay and Silent Bob 25 years ago, saying James was already super famous from both Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues, yet he opted to risk it all by portraying a cartoonish version of himself. James didn't just lend us his name and celebrity, he came to play, making memorable moments in forgettable films. My heart goes out to his family, friends, and fans.
So tough.
Sad, yeah.
And then when you see the old messages of him on Instagram, people are sharing or reposting.
I know.
So poignant and so deep, everything he had to say, right?
Yes. You know, when you go through something like cancer, you have a lot of time in the treatment rooms to reflect on a lot of things. But him being a father of 6, a husband, I'm sure his was deeper. I mean, such deep reflections, thinking about his children, how they grow up, what he wanted to leave with them.
Absolutely. Oh, our hearts are definitely heavy, that's for sure. Amanda, thank you. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
All right, you know, we have a holiday weekend coming up, and it looks pretty good for the most of the weekend, and then things would change late Sunday into Monday, President's Day holiday. Yesterday it was 64 degrees, today 66, so we're going to warm it up a little bit. More sunshine definitely today. That sun will set at 5:34. We had a good amount of rain yesterday, totaling up to 3/4 of an inch for downtown LA. As we look ahead to next week, though, as we get rain Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, these are very impressive numbers. The potential for 3 to 5+ inches of rain for the mountains and foothills, 1 to 3 inches possible for the coast and valleys, and mountain snow as well. So I really want you to be prepared for some flooding concerns as we get into next week. So very potent storm and a series of storms actually moving in. In the meantime, we'll get to enjoy today. Tomorrow, look at the coast, 67 tomorrow, a little warmer with sunshine for Valentine's Day. Whatever you have planned for your sweetheart, it looks good. Downtown LA, 66 today. And then getting into the low 70s tomorrow. Valleys, Inland Empire, 69 with the rain chances beginning on Sunday into the better part of next week. The mountains, of course, will be expecting some snow, which is great news for our local resorts by next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. In the meantime, 60 degrees in the high desert with sunny skies. And even in Palm Springs, while it will be sunny today into the upcoming weekend, we're also expecting a chance for rain there by Monday into the lower deserts. I'll send it back to you, too.
Thank you, Maria. Inglewood is the place to be this weekend.
That's right. That's because the NBA All-Star Game takes over the Intuit Dome. The home of the LA Clippers will play host to all the excitement for the 75th meeting of the best of the best. The format this year is USA versus everyone versus the world. And joining us to talk about what we can expect is sports writer Law Murray. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. First of all, a moment to appreciate this ensemble. You look great. Very sharp.
Hey, thank you. Just trying to be like y'all today.
Nice fit. All right. I love the NBA All-Star Game because for some reason it feels like the players just play more free, more creative, right? But the energy is all there. What are you expecting to see as we watch this?
I'm expecting to see a level of competitiveness that we haven't seen over the last few years. The reason we have this new format where the U.S. players are taking on the world players, we're calling it, is because the last few All-Star games have just been, like players look tired by the end of the weekend. There's so much going on for All-Star weekend, so many events and appearances and media.
It's like a big show, a big production all weekend long.
It's like you forget that it's a basketball event and a basketball game at the end of it. And you need to kind of construct a way to get guys to care. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this new format, especially they're breaking the games up, so there's like a tournament, if you will. If that gets guys to have some pride and to play hard and to make it more of a event that we can feel good about at the end of it.
Take it more seriously, huh?
Yeah, we don't want to back in the day the All-Star game, so let's make a new All-Star game, and that's what we're seeing this Sunday.
So let's talk about the roster, or any All-Star selections that surprised you.
I will say Kawhi Leonard not being an initial selection surprised a lot of people. He's arguably been the best player in the league since Christmas, and they changed that. The commissioner made sure to get him on the All-Star roster, so that's a big deal because this is, even though it's LA, this is a Clippers production. You know, it's happening at Intuit Dome. The previous All-Star games have been in Los Angeles. They've been a Lakers-Clippers joint project or a Lakers-hosted project, but this is, you know, Kawhi's going to be the center of a lot that's happening. If he wasn't going to be there, that was going to be a surprise. The manner of him being appointed to the team, that's a bit of a surprise, but I think he's going to be a main character this weekend.
In the end, he's on the roster. He's going to play a big part. The thing, though, is that you're talking about the best of the best in the league, and they're all coming together. Is the chemistry going to be there? Because they still need that to beat the other best in the world.
I think the way that the teams have been broken down, so there's going to be 2 U.S. teams, and one of the teams are players who you would say have been faces of the league for a longer time, a decade or so. So LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, these guys are going to be on the same team. And I think that's part of your chemistry. There's a younger group of guys on one U.S. team. There's the world team. There's the old heads, the OGs on the U.S. team. And again, I think there's some pride there. You don't want to say that you had this weekend, you had this big spotlight. It's a new broadcaster. The event's never been at this arena, and to look bad. I think guys are going to want to compete. They're going to want to have something to talk about afterwards. Maybe a little bit after the afterwards, the after parties and everything. And I think that's going to be where your chemistry comes from. There's going to be some chatter Saturday when there's the practices, and then when the game actually starts, if again they have any juice left after Valentine's Day night, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good event.
You got to work together to win, you know, bring home that W. All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in.
It's going to be a great one.
Get your rest. Get that coffee.
Oh, we've been working on that for a while now.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Okay, about a third of us say we're embarrassed by the state of our cars.
Not me.
It gets nasty. 21% of Americans told Talker Research they've dropped food that's currently sitting on the floor of their ride. Ugh. About a third of Americans say they'd be mortified if someone looked inside their car. Gen Z is actually the tidiest generation. Baby boomers are most likely to admit their vehicle's a disaster zone. Half of Americans say they could pick out their car out of a lineup just by the smell. That's gross.
That is gross. That leads us to our poll question, though. Do we have it? Here we go. How clean do you keep your car? Well, it looks like 65% of you are spotless. All right, I fall into that.
Yeah, well, we're LA car culture, so people take care of their cars, typically.
You think?
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the cars around here? I know some people we work with who may have food in their car, and forks, and utensils, and all kinds of things. Okay, I'll tell you who later. All right, but thanks for playing along. We have GDLA Plus right after this.
Thank you.